Yo, what's going on, everyone? My name is Jay Bruto, and today we're going to be talking about the Tfue versus Faze Clan lawsuit. Now, I know this is massive news right now on Twitch and YouTube, and everybody is talking about it, but I've seen a lot of lies, a lot of misunderstandings, and a lot of misrepresentations, and I'm here to just give you the straight facts and tell you what is actually going on. Before I begin, I do want to say that I am a fan of Tfue. I watch his streams, I watch his YouTube channel. I've been a fan for a while. With that being said, however, I am putting my biases aside for this video, and I'm going to try my best to be as objective as possible. So for this video, of course, we're going to be talking about the lawsuit. I have read the entire thing, and there are a lot of lies being told on Twitter and YouTube about what actually is in the lawsuit. We're going to be looking at Faze Bank's video called Dear Tfue. We're going to be looking at Keemstar's video where he interviews Faze Banks. We're going to be looking at Ninja's response to the whole situation that he posted on his channel. And we're going to be looking at the article that first broke the news from the Hollywood Reporter. With that being said, let's get right into it. So let's first start with the lawsuit. Why is Tfue suing Faze, and what does he want? Well, after reading the lawsuit, it's pretty simple. Tfue is suing Faze because he wants to leave their contract, and he's also suing for money because he says that he has not been paid for some sponsorships that he has done for Faze Clan. Let's make this very clear right now off the start of the video. There is nothing in this lawsuit that claims that Tfue is suing for Twitch money, YouTube money, tournament earnings, because Faze never took any of that. That is not what the lawsuit is about, and that is a huge lie that has been going around social media. The lawsuit is not about any money that he made from Twitch, YouTube, or tournament earnings. It is specifically about sponsorships and contract termination. So what's going on? Tfue wants to leave Faze, but Faze won't let Tfue leave because he has a contract with them. You know, he's probably one of the most marketable people in Faze. They can make a lot of money off of him and, you know, grow their brand even more. It makes sense why they'd want him to stay. And Tfue wants to leave because he feels that they're not representing him well and that they've turned down a lot of sponsorship deals that he could have, as well as not paid him for sponsorship deals that he has done with him. So pretty much, Tfue and his lawyers are saying that Faze Clan violates California's Talent Agency Act and claims that they are acting as an unlicensed talent agency, which is against the law and would therefore mean that Tfue's contract with Faze is not binding. They are also saying that Faze Clan takes a finder's fee of 80% of all revenue paid by third parties to Tfue, which is insane. 80%, Tfue only gets 20%. And they are claiming that Tfue hasn't even been paid for some sponsorships that he has done. For example, sponsorship deals he did with Digital Storm and modeling apparel and jewelry for Faze Clan. They are claiming that he has not been paid at all for that. In the lawsuit, it states that Tfue isn't actually allowed to have his own sponsorships. All sponsorship deals have to go through Faze Clan first, and they get to decide whether they want Tfue to have the sponsorship or not. Tfue's lawyers then claim that these conditions limit Tfue's ability to compete in the marketplace and lawfully pursue his trade. They claim that this is anti-competitive and is against the law. They are saying that it limits Tfue's working and ability to be employed. They claim that Tfue has done everything the gamer agreement required him to do and was not distributed the money for it. They are arguing that Faze Clan was Tfue's agent when it came to sourcing and negotiating sponsorship deals, and they are essentially saying that they are in breach of their fiduciary duty. Now, what that means is that they had a legal obligation to act in his best interest, and they did not do so because they A, did not pay Tfue for sponsorships, and B, while acting as essentially his agent, they turned away sponsorship deals because it conflicted with sponsorships that Faze had already had. Now, an example of this in the lawsuit would be how Tfue was offered a sponsorship by HyperX to promote their company. Faze Clan then denied this sponsorship because HyperX was a competitor of a sponsor that Faze Clan had already had. So Faze Clan was not acting in Tfue's best interest because they didn't want him to get the money from the sponsorship as it conflicted with a sponsor they already had. Now, that might seem reasonable to you, but I could see why Tfue would be pretty pissed off by that because he's essentially not getting money for something he has nothing to do with. So that's why Tfue is suing Faze Clan. He believes that the contract is predatory and he wants money that he is claiming he didn't get, or he wants a higher percentage of money than he was given. Now, that is essentially the lawsuit and why Tfue is suing Faze. And I know what some of you are thinking. Well, there were other parts of the lawsuit that a lot of people have brought up that you haven't. For example, the underage drinking, the gambling, the injuries, and a couple other things. And where you find all of those is actually in the petition that the lawyers sent to the court. Now, what this is, now, for those of you who don't understand, you have to petition to the court. The court doesn't just take any case because a case has to be worth the court's time. So you petition the court, they review it over and determine whether or not the case is worth the court's time. Now, before we begin, let's be very clear. they would never win on any of those claims. The reason they put that in is because gaming and the gaming industry is not well known by most people. That means that there isn't a lot of precedent involved in this situation. With that being said, a judge or court might not understand what is going on here because it hasn't really happened before, or at least not at this scale. You know, a court might not understand what a gaming organization is and what influence it has. So to make the whole lawsuit seem worse, they add in stuff that the court has dealt with all the time, which is underage drinking, gambling, personal injury, and stuff like that, because it's well known to the judges and they can actually understand that because they might not understand other things. The point of the petition is to just get it into court. So they will do everything to get it into court. With that being said, there are a couple things in the petition that I found very interesting. The first is that Tfue and his lawyers are claiming that the gamer agreement requires Tfue to pay 50% of commissions on his appearances, touring, or any other similar activity, which I don't think is very fair, but maybe that's an industry standard. I'm not sure. But the second thing, and the one that I find to be quite predatory, is that in Tfue's contract, it's stated that brand deals featuring the gamer that exist on gamer or company's content creation platforms, that being Twitch, YouTube, or other social media sites, if the deal is brought to the gamer by the company, 20% to the gamer, 80% to the company. Now, for those of you who don't understand what that is, it means that any brand deal that was brought to Tfue by Faze Clan, Tfue would only get 20% and Faze Clan would get 80%. Now, this doesn't include brand deals where the brand went to Tfue first, and then obviously due to the contract, Faze got to decide whether he could actually have the brand deal or not. This is actually when Faze Clan brings a sponsor to Tfue. But from my understanding with the lawsuit and the contract, Faze Clan was denying a lot of sponsorships that were offered to Tfue. So I'm assuming that most of the sponsorships that you saw him promote would be sponsorships that Faze Clan actually brought Tfue. And it's because of that that he's arguing he's only getting 20% of the revenue from the sponsorships, because that's literally what it says in his contract. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about for the lawsuit. Again, I want to state that Tfue is only suing Faze Clan because he wants to get out of the contract and because he believes he wasn't paid for sponsorships or wasn't paid enough. So the next thing I want to talk about is the claim that Faze Clan blew Tfue up, because everyone's bringing up Tfue's analytics and saying this is the reason why Tfue blew up.
I want you guys to understand something very important too. Faze and Banks have every right to be super emotional. What you guys are about to see right now, Sunday, April 1st, this is the day, like this is when Tfue got signed with Faze.
So what I'm gonna put up on the screen right now is a couple of graphs, some math, some receipts, right, of Tfue's growth when he joined Faze, after he joined Faze. It was all uphill from there. Let me elaborate. So I met Tfue Turner back in April, I think Keemstar said it was.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Everyone's saying that Tfue was signed on April 1st, but Banks is saying that he met Tfue in April. So you signed him the first day that you met him? I mean, we know from the lawsuit that Tfue actually signed the contract with Faze on April 27th of 2018. And after doing research, the first thing that I found announcing Tfue to Faze was actually on Tfue's channel, where he posted that he had joined Faze on May 1st. Faze then made a video the next day announcing Tfue on their channel. So it wasn't until late April, early May that the public knew that Tfue was signed to Faze. Well, then how does that explain all the growth that he had in April? What people like to forget is that Tfue was actually becoming really well known right around the time of April in the Fortnite community. He had the solo kill record at 29, and he had multiple videos that had well over 1 million views. It was in April, however, where his channel really started taking off. On April 17th of 2018, he posted a video where he got 36 kills in a solo squad. That video is now at 17 million views. The same month, on April 23rd, Noah J, a massive Fortnite YouTuber, ranked Tfue the best Fortnite player in the world, ahead of Ninja and Myth, who were pretty much seen as the best players at the time. That video got 10 million views, and both these videos were posted before Tfue even finalized his contract. To say that a video with 17 million views and another one with 10 million views wouldn't blow up a channel is just incorrect. Yes, Faze Clan obviously helped blow him up, especially in the months after he signed, but in April, where he first saw a huge spike in growth, that had nothing to do with Faze Clan. Now moving on, I want to talk about the Hollywood Reporter's article because it's what everyone has been citing when talking about this story. I have some major problems with this article because there are gross misrepresentations in the article and blatant lies that make Tfue and the lawsuit seem a lot worse than it actually is. For example, literally in the first paragraph it says that Tfue is suing Faze Clan because they are taking up to 80% of his earnings. That's not true. That's not why he's suing. He's suing because they're taking 80% of some sponsorship deals. To say that he's taking 80% of his earnings is a lie and is only used to get more clicks and more views. Tfue's not suing for tournament earnings or Twitch and YouTube revenue. But this line right here makes it seem like he is, and everyone has been citing this. So the last part of this video, I want to give my own opinion, and I'm going to be talking about Faze Banks' response to the whole situation and how he's playing the emotional side. Now, before I start, I do want to say that I do like Faze Banks. I've been a fan for a while, but I do think he could have gone about this whole situation a little more professionally. So Faze Banks feels betrayed by Tfue. He even says it himself in his video that he's never been done this dirty by a homie before, and it makes sense why he feels betrayed or backstabbed by Tfue. But I want to give some context to the situation. Tfue signed a 3-year contract with Faze Clan, and to this day, it's the exact same contract that he signed back in April. Tfue has grown massively since then, and the contract should have changed, and they've been in negotiations for a while. The fact of the matter is, Tfue has wanted out of Faze Clan since September of 2018, and that is made very clear in the lawsuit. Now, Faze Banks admits that they've been in negotiations for a while.
We've been working on negotiating with him almost the entirety length of the contract.
But if Tfue was such a homie to you and was like a good friend and family, why wouldn't you just let him leave? He wanted out for almost a year now, but Faze Clan wouldn't let him leave. Why wouldn't you do what he thought was best for himself or what he wanted? I mean, it makes sense why. Tfue brings so much more to Faze Clan than Faze Clan could ever bring Tfue at this point. He's so massive, and he's just the most marketable person in this industry right now. But what I have a problem with Faze Banks is that it's okay to be business oriented when you're negotiating contracts with Tfue, even though Tfue doesn't really want the contract anymore. But when Tfue finally decides to sue and get out of the contract because he believes he's being exploited and it's an unfair contract, he's backstabbing you and your company. If you're going to keep it business with him, he's going to keep it business with you. It's that simple. At the end of the day, I don't blame Faze Banks for any of this. Faze Banks acts like he runs the entire company, but in actuality, he doesn't. He's a founder and a part owner, but he's not the CEO, he's not a manager, and he doesn't run the business side of the company.
I mean, I don't necessarily handle all the business stuff.
Faze Clan's CEO is this guy. This guy is the guy calling all the shots. Faze Banks is not reading over contracts or making business deals, and why would he? It doesn't make sense for him to do so. But then to make a video an hour after finding out about the situation,
I have nothing written down. I woke up about an hour ago to a storm on Twitter.
Really just shows that he doesn't know what's going on. I mean, you can't possibly, within an hour, talk to lawyers, talk to the CEO and managers, understand the actual contracts that were being written up and signed. It's just not enough time, and he's out here making all these claims. This is why I feel he did not do this very professionally. At the end of the day, Tfue feels that it's better off for him not being in Faze Clan, and he wants out. He feels that he can make more money not being a part of Faze Clan, which is definitely true. I mean, if you look at Ninja has sponsorships with Samsung, Uber Eats, and Red Bull. While Tfue is in Faze, he would never be able to get an energy drink sponsorship because Faze is sponsored by G Fuel, and they would deny that request. Tfue would make a lot more money not being in Faze Clan, and that's exactly why he wants to leave. And there's no problem with him wanting to make as much money as possible. At the end of the day, it is really sad to see this friendship lost. Faze Banks and Tfue seemed like really good friends, and it is pretty shitty to see that friendship just kind of go up in flames. But understandably, his career is probably worth more than his friendship with Faze Banks, and he feels that he has been wronged by the company that he was signed to. That's going to be it for this video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe with notifications turned on, and comment down below your thoughts on the whole situation. I want everyone to comment down below, and I'm going to be replying to as many comments as I can. Make sure you're using code SUPERHOTMOM4 in the Fortnite item shop. It would really help me out a lot. And with that, have a great day. Peace.